Hey everybody. Yes, it's me again. Surprise. Okay. You wonder probably why I'm doing something like this and not a study with me stream, because this was something that I did so regularly and you're so used to it. I submitted my thesis, yes, last week on Monday, and I want to share with you now what my plan is. But before I do that, I wanted to share with you what I've learned during my education and in my thesis as well. Then I want to share with you why I feel like I failed. And then I go into my future plans. So, what I've learned. First of all, I started a while ago, 2018, when I started my position as a team leader in a social accommodation. That was a struggle because I was insecure. I was very focused on the tasks, that everybody needs to do their tasks, and not so much relational kind of approach, and didn't have that in mind, that I need to take care for their health and motivation and how to do that, because for me it always was like I had a certain idea and certain motivation that drove me, but others appeared not to have it like that. So I learned that I needed to learn about motivation. And then there was something that happened, I think it was 2020, something that was a bit changing things. I think it was, this coronavirus came. I lived with a flatmate before, like I always lived in a shared flat, and I figured like being together with someone all the time isn't so much something for me. Usually I was going into the library to work there, but that wasn't an option anymore. So I moved to my own place, and then my parents had some struggles and I cared for them, and my sister had some struggles with their children to take care for them because school and childcare was closed. There was a whole bunch of reasons that I didn't focus so much on studies. Then I started to go into coaching and learned how to do that and about team development and stuff like that. So that was something I was interested about, and at some point I figured I cannot do everything all the time at the same time. So I went back finishing my studies, and the last things what I studied was like very much about self-education, because I really quickly finished all the assignments, and the last part was the self-study kind of things, finishing papers, deciding on what topics I wanted to write about and submitting them. So the last papers I wrote was about how to moderate team topics, to include everybody, how to do team reflection, and how to support the whole organization through change processes. And then there was my last master thesis, where I wrote about how to motivate social workers in a healthy way to prevent burnout. Originally, I wanted to do an employee survey, but I figured that I don't have the capacity to go deeply into all the theories, what is the foundation about of the survey, and then also doing the planning of the survey and the going through with it, learning the statistics along the way, then to apply the statistics, getting the results, and then write it all together. This was something I didn't feel capable of, and that's why I felt like a failure, because I felt like this is what I was supposed to be doing in a proper thesis. And so I didn't feel like I'm prepared for science yet, which was something I would like to. But I did learn a lot along the way. And I did learn how I was supposed to do the thesis. So I struggled a lot in between, like feeling that I really need to reduce the amount of work and focus on something that is achievable to be able to go through it. Then I needed to remember what was the reason that I started this whole journey, and it was to prepare myself for this leadership position, and maybe this scientific kind of career could be something else in another time, but right now the most important thing is to prepare myself for leadership. And so I did the thesis and went more into the theories, how to motivate, what is motivation, what are their health issues along the way and how to address them, how to do leadership, how to organize teams to be able to work well together. And I figured, like, you know how they say you need to find the primary literature, and I feel like there is no such thing as primary literature, because all theories are always based on some previous someone who had other theories, and then they develop and evolve, and sometimes they go backwards and get reduced too much, and then they broaden again, and then there are several people at the same time developing very similar ideas, and you don't know who was first and maybe didn't read about the other one, all that weird kind of thing of theories. But what I want to share of what I've learned is something like understanding human nature through understanding motivation. And it's not a key like, once you understand that, then you can motivate yourself to do anything and you will never feel like you're procrastinating anymore. No. Right? Like I knew about those motivational kind of things, and I still felt overwhelmed. Even though I knew that I could do it, I just have to put in the efforts, the hours, and then it will be fine at some point. But like the hours, the effort felt like such a huge hill, and it wasn't possible to break it down in my mind for some reason. Anyway, about motivation, what motivates human beings? I feel like this is interesting. So for example, to do YouTube videos, so they need to be fun, to serve the needs of being fun, which I'm so good at. Right? I'm sure you didn't fall asleep yet. So they need to be fun, and they need to be relatable. Yeah, because all of it wasn't theoretical at all. It was like really passionate and emotional, and you feel like, yes, this is a human being. This is like exactly an experience I had before myself. I'm sure you did that. You need to feel some sense of autonomy. I mean, I'm sure you do feel like that, and nobody forces you to click on this link to continue watching. Okay, and you need to feel some sense of competence. So I'm sure you feel very competent now, since you are watching something so educational, and because you feel like competent and self-worth. So maybe this could be a reason for you to watch this, because you feel like you can do better than that. Well, when that's the case, congratulations. It's also important to have some predictability, that you know what's going to happen and how to combine all the needs together, and that they are not contradictory. This is very important as well, to feel like you actually need to study right now, but instead you're watching this, then this is not really serving your needs, because at least this should then help you to go study. Maybe you take a break, study, and then you continue watching. What about that? Or you finish watching and then you go right back to study and what you wanted to do actually. So that you don't have any conflicts with yourself. Okay, this was about, what was this about? I don't know. I did learn something, and this made sense to me. And I learned what else I want to keep learning, that I want to keep working on how to do statistics and how to do social science. And also I feel like there are many more theories and so many more approaches of leading that I need to learn about, and I will go on that journey. So there we are on what's the goal for the future. And step number 1 is making YouTube videos. Surprise! Learning this, I feel like I want to do at least 100 videos to see if I can learn how to do it. Trying to not wanting to do them well, but just doing something and learning along the way. And there are so many things I would like to talk about. Whatever I'm learning, how to be a decent human without messing up myself and my surrounding. And I think this could be something valuable to talk about leadership, about relationships, about communications, about mindset, about productivity, all that kind of stuff. Even though I'm on the journey myself and keep learning, and this is also a reason why I want to do this, is to remember myself what I've learned, because I keep forgetting and I feel like I need to keep learning. And I think if I'm teaching people about that kind of stuff, it might stick better in my own head. I've applied for another course, a 3 years course of further educational training in supervision and coaching and organizational counseling. Yeah, it already starts next weekend. I'm on the wait list, so I don't know if I can make it. I really hope I can, but I'm not so sure. Last but not least, I wish I can find some kind of community of people who share that interest in growing, failing, getting feedback, facing struggles in order to grow. I know I'm not a highly skilled person. I'm the opposite, pretty much. But I think when you try very hard and don't give up and care for your health, then you can achieve something valuable anyway. And I would like to feel like having a community who has a similar kind of approach. We'll see how that goes. So I hope you enjoy. I hope you learned something. Maybe you can leave some comments below. What is your journey about? What is your meaning in life? And what was the most funniest thing about this whole thing? And how to make it better. Okay, thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.